Hello guys, what people say is very often different from what they think or feel. Now with the body language, you can learn to read other thoughts by their gesture. It may sound impossible, but it is easy to pick up and fun to use. So let's begin. In olden days, Charlie Chaplin and many other silent movie actors were the masters of non-verbal communication skill. They were the only means of communication available on the screen. So when the talking films began, they are talented and they just faded. After some time in the studies, it is found that the total impact of one-time messages 7% verbal, that is the words only, 38% vocal, tone of voice and other sound, and 55% non-verbal uses of gesture. So from there a deep study on the gestures began. Generally, women are good in picking up the body language than men. Also, they are good in reading the eye signals. This is why only few men can lie to their wife and get away with it. Women are good in this because they had raised a child. First few years they just communicate with the child non-verbally. So this is believed to be the only reason why women are good in picking up the body language. Gestures all around the world. The gesture of the people differ from places to places. It is based on their culture. The conclusion of this research shows that some basic gestures fall into each category. Example, children are born with the immediate ability to suck. Debate still exists as to whether some gestures are culturally learned and become habitual afterwards or are genetic. For example, most men put right arm in the coat first, and most women put left arm in the coat first. When a man passes by a woman in a crowded street, she usually turns his body away from her. Is this an inborn female gesture, or she does this to protect her breast? The answer to this is it is learned culturally. Some basic gestures and their origin. The gesture of the people differ from places to places, but some gestures are same all over. Example, when someone nods his head from up to down, he usually means yes. When someone shakes his head from side to side, he usually means no. When the baby has had enough milk, he usually turns his head away from his mother's breast as a sign of rejection. A good example of universal gesture is a shoulder shrug gesture, which indicates that the person does not know what are you talking about. It is a multiple gestures with three main parts: exposed palms, hunched shoulders, and raised eyebrows. Some gestures have different meaning all around the world. For example, the ring gesture. It was popularized in USA in early 19th century. Different views of people are: some says it is all correct, some says it is an abbreviation for knockout, some say it is an OK signal. In France, it means zero. In Japan, it means money. And in some Mediterranean countries, it means homosexual. But the exact meaning to this gesture, it is not still decided. The thumb up gesture is also a good example to this. The different view of people about these gestures are: some says it is an OK signal, some says it is an insult signal meaning up yours. Italians start their count from thumb as 1 and index finger as 2. While Americans start their count from index finger as 1, in this case thumb as number 5. Status and power. In a study, It is found that the status is equals to power, which means the older the person gets, the more refined will be his body language. For example, if a 5-year-old child tells a lie, he usually covers his mouth by both of his hands. This is a lie gesture to a child. If a teenager tells a lie, he usually rubs his finger around his mouth. This is a lie gesture to a teenager. And if an adult tells a lie, he usually does that nose touch finger gesture. This is a lie gesture to an adult. This shows that the more refined the body language will be if a person gets older. That is why it is more difficult to catch lie of an older person. How to tell lies successfully? When a person lies, his brain sends contradictory signals. Which always results in the body language. Some people whose job involves lying, such as politicians, actors and lawyers, have refined their body language to such an extent where it is difficult to see their micro gestures. It is very difficult to do, but it can be done by practicing. The best people are those who have attained a tendency to read micro gestures at face-to-face encounters. It includes facial muscle, itching, expansion and contraction of pupils, increased rate of eye blinking, etc. It is possible to lie with your body hidden. That is why police interrogators involves placing a suspect under the light with the full and clear view of his body. Best way to lie is if you peer through a door or a fence. And the most successful and used way to lie is through the phone. So next time when you lie, keep this point in mind. If you found any of the information in this video useful, please give it a big thumbs up. Also comment your views in the comment section down below. I will share these types of video on body language usually every week with you all. And finally, thanks for watching.